Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna go through a video about ABX, one of my favorite game modes, ABL and Luna Snow and Magneto. We're gonna do a myth busting episode. There is the new striker that came into the game, Ghost Rider, and I'm going to compare the performance of the previous best striker I had, which was Thor, for ABX, where I'm gonna use Magneto with his best day for the Blast Villain day, and the same thing for Luna Snow. But for Luna Snow in ABL, and in the same time for Luna Snow, I'm gonna test another thing, which is leadership of Misty Knight against leadership of Shuri. A lot of people feels like this is unreal, and I have tested multiple times, but now it's the moment to show you. I tried a lot actually to play with Luna and to do the maximum score I could do. Before I was struggling, I took some advice from the hacker Cam Hodge Masik Mikir, and the dude teach me from his rotation. So I'm gonna show you now and fix the video I had done for Magneto and Luna Snow, where I was calling you to full spam with the characters. So I'm gonna show you the rotation of Luna Snow too, and compare her performance with Misty Knight and Thor as a striker, and Misty Knight with Ghost Rider as a striker, and in the same time I'm gonna swap into Shuri, where Shuri gives you 35% instead of 60% leadership, but in the same time Shuri gives you the passive buff she has from her new uniform, which is 55% damage against villain. And if you combine the 55 with the 35, feels like 90%. So you're like, this is 90%. There's no way 90%. It's worse than the 60% from the cold damage. But yeah, here this is exactly the reason we are here. So I'm gonna compare Misty Knight with Shuri leadership, and I'm gonna compare my Thor with Ghost Rider as leadership. I'm gonna show you through the builds from Luna and Magneto. And before we go through that, guys, I want you to make sure that you have smashed the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit me down below in the comments what are you using for these 2 days. It's actually the last day of ABX and ABL, where there is a lot of value having Luna and Magneto, and that's why I'm actually ranking so high Magneto and Luna Snow, because in this day you can use the characters two ways. You can use them before the reset and after the reset, so you can have double the score. So let's go to see actually the builds. You're supposed to already subscribe and like the video, guys. 50% of you watching the content are not subscribed to the channel, so do me this favor. It's the only way to support the channel and show me that you actually like it. Of course, you can also be a member or thank me, but yes, subscribe and like. It's the free things that you can share and not have to give anything. So let's go fast forward to show you the build of Luna Snow. She has like a brilliant raids, 300%, mythic uniform, 4-star artifact, and yes, the striker is swapping. I have like full Odin's blessing except one Uru that I'm missing, a magic Odin's blessing. As you can see, the stats are pretty busted. I have a lot of gold damage because I have a lot of gold resist from my cards, so I'm lucky on that department. And my Magneto looks like similar, brilliant raids, 300%, 4-star artifact, and a bunch of Urus. Actually, Odin's blessing, I'm missing 3 Urus, as you can see with my Magneto. Also, for the strikers, really counts what gears they have. So my Thor is full of Odin's blessing, 4-star artifact, mighty raids. This time mighty raids, not brilliant, and at the same time my Ghost Rider got a CTB of Rage. So the difference you're gonna see between my Ghost Rider as a striker and my Thor as a striker gonna be even more if I had like a Mighty Rage on my Ghost Rider. I missed the artifact, but doesn't really count for PvE. And I have a lot of Honest Blessing. I miss a lot of them also. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I have the less Honest Blessing with my Ghost Rider. But yes, let's start with ABX and Magneto to see the difference between Thor and Ghost Rider. And after, let's go for Luna Snow, where I want to talk about the rotation too I have learned recently, and I'm really proud of it. Of course, I'm gonna fast forward through all the runs, you know, it's not like you're gonna see all the rotations, all the gameplay of the runs, because it's gonna take a long, it's like 4 and 2, 6, 3 times, it's like 18 minutes pure runs of ABX and ABL. But yes, we have to start from somewhere. So here it's my Magneto performance with Ghost Rider as a striker, and I'm gonna take some moments of the DPS where it's really important in my opinion. At the moment with Magneto, the point is to spam. There is no actual rotation, except you have to do your 5th skill and delay cancel a bit. I actually prefer to let my 3rd skill place into the end, because there is some extra effects going on after you use it, and let it play until the end. But the difference, it's so small cancelling it or not. So yeah, as you can see here, that's a moment I want to save. It's the damage you're doing before the first roar. So we're gonna go back to see how much damage I did with my Ghost Rider as a striker here, and my Thor as a striker before the first roar. Because before the first roar with Magneto, you're actually doing more than 8 million. And the first 8 million, it goes, you know, really fast, whatever build you have and whatever character you're using. The first 8 to 9 million for ABX, it's like that, it's like super fast, it's pure DPS. After that, you know, the pierce reduction that you get from the beast, and actually huge defenses are kicking out, and the damage goes slow, way slower than before. So you know, in the first like 1 minute you're seeing your character doing like 8-9 million really fast, but you can see now in the second minute my damage went down like 50%. I did only 4 to 5 million, and I'm able to be now 13 million with 1 minute left. Now I'm 13.7 with 40 seconds left. I'm already 14 million here with my Magneto, and let's see what I'm gonna end up doing. Of course, with Magneto, there is a lot of things that, you know, has to do. It's depending on the beast, when the beast is going to jump, depending on your rage proc, you know, or brilliant rage proc. These 2 different rage procs that you have to care about. And yes, if you're lucky, you know, you could get more score. If you're, it's kind of weird with Magneto. It's not 100% fair every single time, but yes, it is what it is. So I managed to do 16.39 here with my Magneto. It was like my first run, but yes, as I told you, for Magneto, it's really hard to say if it's you know, it's a fair run. So 16.39 with Ghost Rider as a striker, and when I was like in the first roar, I was into 8.2 million. So pay attention on this, 8.2 million in the first run and 16.3 at the end. So let's go now swapping into Thor and see what he can do. We're gonna fast forward here. We're gonna go into the moments I told you that in my opinion counts, and let me show you until the first roar. In the first roar, as you can see here, okay, I'm close here. So yeah, look at this. I am like in the first roar, exactly the moment before the first roar, and you can see my Thor has 8.7, when in the same time my Magneto with Ghost Rider had 8.2. So we're talking about 500,000 difference in the start of the fight. Okay? 500,000 difference. My Thor with a Mighty Rage was doing more as a striker than Ghost Rider with a normal rage. But yes, let's see how this ends up. And it's kind of weird, you know. I had to rewatch the run. I was wondering what's going on. And yes, it's a lot of RNG, as I told you before. But yes, the run goes pretty much the same. I rerun it over and over. But yes, here it's the second roar. I am at 40 seconds in the end. And I am 13 million. Before I was kind of close in the same thing. No, I wasn't that close here. But you can see the difference between Thor and Ghost Rider starts to kicks in after some seconds of his after the first roar, when the Pierce starts throw down the value. So after the first roar, seems like Thor is doing less damage than Ghost Rider as a striker. This is really weird in my book, you know, but that's like the run I did with my Thor. So Thor ended up doing more in the start of the fight as a striker, but Ghost Rider feels like he can do more at the end. So Ghost Rider 16.39 and Magneto and Thor as a striker 15.63. It's like almost like 700k different score. 700k, it's kind of a lot. But yeah, let's go and see what ABL looks like for Luna Snow, with the same changing on the strikers and difference between Misty Knight and Shuri. So for ABX and Magneto, in my opinion, you know, it's like 500,000 different on the damage between Thor and Ghost Rider. So let's go now with Misty Knight, Ghost Rider as a striker, and Luna Snow with Fox support. My Fox got a Mighty Insight also, and let me explain you. I actually break down the rotation of Luna Snow. Let's start from let's go from the start, and how I end up into the fight. It's doing 1 cancel 3, 1 cancel 2, 1 cancel 2, and I'm letting my second skill place until you see the crystals created, and after I'm going really fast into 5 cancel 4 cancel 3, letting the third skill place a bit, and after go again into my first skill and second skill. So it's really important, start with your rotation with your first skill and your second skill, because with that way you have a way better way of your CDP of raids works. And as you can see here, I am trying to have my tier 4 and my tier 3 before the 5 cancel 4 cancel 3. Look at this. I'm starting with my tier 4, tier 3, 5 cancel 4 cancel 3, and doing my first skill and my second skill. And you're starting with your first skill also because it has less cooldown than your second skill. So in the same time that you previously was doing 2 cancel 1 and you were waiting for your 2 to be ready, now you're doing 1 cancel 2 and 1 again. So you're winning 1 extra skill, and your tier 4 tier 3 charge faster. You can see here you're trying every single time having 2 tier 3 skills and tier 4 skills into your Odin Force buff you're getting. So this is really important to have increased score. You want to have your tier 3 and your tier 4 just in the moment that your Odin's Might buff starts, and have it, charge it, and have it again in the moment that you're having again, in the period of Odin's Might. You want to have 2 tier 3s and 2 tier 4s at least. Here, as you can see, I was saving my tier 3 and I was saving my tier 4 to go into the phase that he was standing still to be cancelled. I'm using my second skill to cancel, and this is actually the only period of time that you could do this comparison, Thor versus Ghost Rider as a striker, because previously you was needed Thor as a striker for Luna to do the cancelling on the sock month, but now the month has changed, so you don't need Thor, you just need her second skill. I think it's Fracture now. I'm not 100%, I can't remember, but it's whatever it is, it's something that Luna actually do. And you don't really need to have your striker to do the cancelling. As you can see here, I have already do 13 million. It's the first time I'm hitting 13 million, and believe me guys, to do this score, it's not just do the gears, do the audience blessing, do the brilliant rages. I was doing 11.7 million only with the same setup, you know, without playing proper the rotation. So with just spamming, I was doing like 11.7. But when I put down the rotation and I start learning, you know, from others and watching, I see the difference between doing a proper rotation and doing a spam rotation. I had dropped a video when Luna Snow dropped into the game, I think, or something, couple of weeks or months ago, and it was so bad, the rotation. So this is a really good rotation for Luna Snow, and it's the first time I'm doing more than 13 million in ABL generally. So let's compare this performance with Shuri as leadership, and let's swap into Thor, let's swap into, you know, let's do the myth busting thing and compare. Let's actually go into the similar run with Misty Knight, but this time I'm using Thor as a striker. Here, as you can see, the period of time, you know, in the first roar I was kind of similar in the damage. Here I was to 1.9 million, and previously I was like 2 million. So here is not a big difference between the first moments that you have to play before the roar, because ABL, it's a game mode that it was from the start, from for peers and stuff like that. So the damage you're doing from the start until the end, it's pretty similar. It's not like at the end start slows down. So whatever you're gonna see in the first moments of the fight, this damage is gonna continue add up until the end. It's not like ABX, but yes, pretty much I'm doing exactly the same rotation. I'm trying not to F up her rotation, and you can see here, yeah, I'm getting some hits here. Yeah, it was kind of bad, but look at this. I'm like at 7.2 million already, and here I'm starting the rotation as I told you with my tier 3, 5 cancel, 4 cancel, 3. So the only skills you want to stay on are your second skill and your first skill, and you're canceling everything else. You need to delay cancel a bit on your third skill, and you need to be careful and have your tier 3 every time before you start your 5 cancel, 4 cancel, 3. But pretty much the point is that with my Thor and the same setup, you know, Misty and Fox, I was able to do 12 point something. It was like, yeah, 12.4. Seems a lot, and perhaps, you know, because I played like 10 times with each striker, I played a lot of ABL last night, but yes, the difference feels like that. Feels almost like 1 million. For ABL and GR versus Thor, feels like a lot. But it has to do also that Thor has not the same instinct with Ghost Rider. So yeah, for other days, for other characters, doesn't really matter, like Magneto, you know. Magneto is not taking any advantage of having Thor or Ghost Rider because both are not the instinct of Magneto, destruction. But for Luna Snow, because Ghost Rider is in favor of her instinct, you know, I feel like has to do with that too. And let's go now to the other thing, which is Shuri versus Misty Knight, and let me show you what I was able to do with my Shuri as leadership. Exactly the same rotation, exactly the same things. Ghost Rider as a leadership, Ghost Rider as a striker actually. And I'm gonna fast forward actually for you here. I'm gonna go into straight up in the end. And this is the last moment that you need to, as I told you, that you need to double use your tier 3. Here I have already used one of my tier 3s and now I'm going through the second. I used my tier 3 here before my 5th skill and my 4th skill are ready, but because the timing was pushing and I was ready to lose my Odin's Might, and you can see here, we're talking about 300k difference. So having Thor instead of Ghost Rider as a striker seems to have less value than having Misty Knight than Shuri. So it's kind of weird, That's why I did this video and that's why I test all over the night these characters, because everything it feels to be really close. Every single test I was doing, you know, depending on how good I was playing, the numbers was close. But these 4 runs, I'm doing now a run with Shuri and Thor as a striker. We already know from Misty as leadership that Thor was performing worst, but because I was afraid that it's about the gameplay I was playing, you know, the first time or something, so I was like, you know what, let's check out if I'm gonna get the similar results by using Shuri as leadership and Thor as striker. I'm gonna compare, you know, the difference between the damage I was doing, and as you saw before, I did 13 million with my Shuri as leadership and GR as a striker. And before, as I told you, was 30 million. Check this out, 13 million. And after I swap into Thor, I'm doing 12.4. So it's 600k here, 600k of that, like more than 500,000 swapping Shuri leadership and Ghost Rider versus Thor for Luna Snow, and the same thing for Misty Knight here. Misty Knight leadership, I get from 12.4, 13.3. So it's like 700k to 900k difference in between. So the results are there, you know, it's not like my gameplay F up the results. I double tested, triple tested, so yeah. I'm sure now that I can tell you and announce you the results. As it seems in my mind, there is no doubt that Misty Knight, for some weird reason with the 60% cold damage, is a better leadership than Shuri. I test it over and over, and in the same time feels like Ghost Rider is way better than Thor for Luna Snow in ABL, and kind of better than Magneto for ABX against Thor. You know, I mean, it's day and night playing proper with your Luna Snow for ABL, as you saw there. And if you go back into the day that where I was dropping a video and calling you to spam your Luna Snow rotation, yeah, sorry for that, but this girl is on fire. She can play proper and she can be really good. You don't really need Shuri, you don't really need anything if you have Misty Knight, a tier 2 character that can provide 60% cold damage, can skyrocket your performance, as you saw there. 300k, it's 300k, but we're talking about a top busted build, you know, brilliant raids and stuff like that. So for your account, perhaps the performance it's even better, because I already have the gold damage, so I'm not getting a lot of value using Misty Knight, you know. If you have like 0 gold damage on your account, you're gonna get even better results having Misty Knight as leadership. So yes, that was it. Let me know if you enjoyed, and let me know if you are going to do something else now for your ABX and ABL run. Do your tests, let me know down below the results you're gonna have. And yes, that was it. Oh, also in the comments, drop some scores, you know. If you are playing also with Luna Snow for this day or with Magneto, let me know what you are scoring and what team you are using, you know. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and see you into the next. I hope you enjoyed. Kisses in your faces!